So shortly after you get to USC, you have a good parking spot. It's a street over from your office. Mm-hmm. Take me through the detailed explanation you gave in advocating for a better one.
It's about a 5-minute walk. I park, and it's a good parking spot. You know,
urban
campus,
life.
all that. Yeah, exactly. I walk through the most beautiful campus in the country to my office. So Clark, our DFO, I'm talking to him one day, and we're going through some things. And I said, "Hey, can you talk to them about my parking spot?" He's like, "What do you mean? You got a great spot." And I said, "Well, you know, it's a 5-minute walk." You know, and he's looking at me like, "Are you kidding me?" And I said, "I know what you're thinking, but understand." So I'm walking back and forth each day. That's 10 minutes a day. All right, that's over an hour a week. All right, that's over 50 hours, all right, a year that I'm simply just walking back and forth to my car. Not to mention if you go back multiple times in a day for whatever, I'm either wasting that time where I could be with my family or I could be doing something to help us win. And he's like, "All right, well, when you put it that way, it makes some sense." So now my walk's like 15 seconds. So we improve the math.
He will get up insanely early, take value of every time just so that he could be home to put the girls to bed. You know, if it means less sleep for him, he doesn't care. He's gonna make sure that time is not wasted.
Are there other examples of how that time allocation comes out in you, or like similar scenarios where you've done the same thing?
We invested pretty quickly during the season in having a driver to get me back and forth to campus.
Because I was going to say, my argument was off camera. Well, you live a half hour plus from campus.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
When I started looking at the investment there, you start talking. Now you're talking over an hour a day, every single day that you come home, and that adds up. And so, yeah, for me, literally, I walk out of the office, and for 15 seconds, I'm not working. I get in my car. I work till the second I pull up into the driveway, and then same thing back. And it's made any drive kind of non-existent. It's all productive until I get home.
And you said the helicopter landing pad on the tennis courts under
that's
construction.
Phase two, yeah.
What's this I hear about the memory and math skills from your grandma?
She was way smarter than me, like unbelievably gifted. Like even in her later age, she could remember every person in the family and their kids and their kids' kids and it was amazing. She was like an encyclopedia, and then what she could remember, and then her math skills. She could always do math without writing anything down, always.
In the photographic memory with regards to football, your brother says it's a thing with you, and I know it came to light in your old local radio show in Oklahoma where they'd have you recall plays, but do you believe that to be true?
To a point, I remember a lot more than I don't.
He might not know the code to get into the house or the garage or anything like that. It's not that kind of memory, but his photographic memory, especially around football, is insane.
What don't you remember when it comes to football?
Not much. I mean, not
anything?
Much. I don't say anything. Could I right here go and recite every single play that I've called in every single game? No, but if you ask me just a question, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to get it right.
The way he sees something and the way I see something are like two different languages. I watch the game, we win, yay, hooray, we get ready for the next one, and he is still just processing and thinking about that play 4 games ago or what it did. It's just, his brain's incredible.
Like the second you say a game, I can already start to go back and remember the first play of the game and what happened and when we scored, and I can, through all the games and all the years, I've always been able to do it.
And how far back does that go?
Probably as long as I've been coaching. I don't remember the ones as a player as much as I do the ones from when I've coached. I'll give you something from probably every game I've coached.
Your second game at East Carolina as offensive coordinator?
That was Memphis. Yeah, Memphis.
And what happened?
We had a pretty good game. We tempoed them the entire game. Had some big plays. We had a big quick screen to Dwayne Harris early in the game that popped.
Davis finds Harris again. He's breaking through the middle. He's at midfield.
But yeah, remember that was kind of when tempo was just first getting going, and we just tempoed them up and down the field. Yeah, I mean, right now remember several plays from it.
Do you remember what the score was?
No, I don't remember the scores as often. I could tell you if it was close, if we won by a lot, if it was high scoring, low scoring. I don't get that wrapped up into like all the stats and all of it. It's more like the art, right? Like more like just the plays and kind of how they happened and the game situations.